Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to get right into the things captivating everyone. And today, we are diving headfirst into a book that just took over reading lists everywhere. I'm talking about The Housemaid by Freida McFadden.
Oh, yeah, that one made waves.
Huge waves. It wasn't just, popular. It was the #5 most read book of 2025. Think about this. Nearly 500,000 copies sold.
Wow.
Yeah, something like 490,000 in just the first half of the year. That's massive. Publishersweekly.com reported that kind of thing doesn't just happen, right?
Not at all. There's definitely something going on there.
Exactly. So our mission today, we want to unpack why. Why did The Housemaid hit such a nerve? We'll look at the high stakes, the psychological stuff that got readers hooked, and that plot. The twisty one everyone talks about.
Yeah.
By the end, you should know if this thriller needs to jump to the top of your list.
Or maybe stay off it, depending on your taste.
Right, if you prefer things a bit calmer.
Yeah, what's really fascinating, I think, is just how fast this book caught on. It wasn't a slow build.
No, it exploded.
Exactly. It just exploded. And we're going to try and pull apart those key pieces, the choices the author made that created that really compelling read. It helps you see the appeal behind that huge popularity.
Okay, so for anyone who hasn't picked it up yet, let's get the basics down.
Good idea.
The book is The Housemaid. The author, Freida McFadden, who writes a lot of thrillers.
She's very prolific.
Definitely. Genre is a psychological thriller, no question there. And this is important. It's a standalone.
Yes.
So even if you know her other work, you can just jump right into this one.
Yeah.
No backstory needed.
And that standalone thing, like you said, it's actually pretty smart, I think.
How so?
Well, McFadden's great at thrillers, but when she focuses everything into one story, it just makes it more concentrated, more impactful,
Yeah, I see that.
Every little detail, every character, it all serves that one central mystery. So for you, the reader, it feels super tight, really focused. You get completely sucked in.
Like a pressure cooker, you said.
Yeah, exactly. Building that intensity chapter by chapter.
Okay, let's really dig in then. What makes The Housemaid so addictive? Why are people buzzing about it?
Well, it's got to be the suspense, right? And those twists.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
McFadden style. You just have to expect things to shift constantly. Loyalties change. You can't always trust who's telling the story.
The unreliable narrator. Classic.
Totally. And secrets everywhere. It's absolutely that kind of book where you'll just go, wow, I did not see that coming. Probably more than once.
And what's really clever, I find, is how she uses the setting, a normal house, right?
It's supposed to be safe?
Sanctuary. Exactly. But she makes it feel so tense, almost dangerous. It taps into that fear of what might be hidden right in front of us.
Yeah, behind closed doors.
When you can't even trust the people you live with or who seem to be there to help, it just keeps you constantly on edge. That feeling is like a hallmark of great psychological thrillers. You're not just reading, you're trying to figure it out, feeling that paranoia.
It goes deeper than just the twists, doesn't it? I was really struck by the themes underneath.
What?
Well, power, vulnerability, trust, obviously, class dynamics too. It's all playing out right there in the house in those really personal interactions.
That's a great point. It's not just background noise.
No, it feels central to the mind games going on. It makes you wonder who's really in control.
And that's such a good question for you as the reader to grapple with. Who does hold the power here? The book really digs into how power shifts, how it's used, sometimes brutally. It makes you think, okay, power isn't just about money or status. Sometimes it's about knowing secrets or being able to manipulate how things look.
Yeah.
And it shows how easily vulnerability gets exploited in those situations. If someone depends on someone else, financially or socially, that dependence can become a weapon. It turns a normal situation really dangerous, psychologically speaking.
It really makes you question those power dynamics.
Constantly reassessing who's got the upper hand and how fragile that position might be.
And the pace. If you're like me, you need a thriller to just grab you and not let go. Keep you turning pages. The Housemaid absolutely does that. It feels almost relentless. The chapters are short, punchy.
Always ending with something.
Exactly. A little hook, a cliffhanger, and the stakes just keep going up and up. It creates that, okay, just one more chapter feeling. Next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. and you're halfway through the book.
Totally. And that pacing, it's not an accident. It's absolutely a deliberate choice to keep you hooked, almost against your will.
Makes it a perfect binge read.
The definition of a binge read. McFadden clearly understands how readers think. End a chapter with a question or a shock, and you have to know what's next. That momentum is just crucial for this genre. It keeps the tension high,
It pulls you through the story.
like an invisible force, yeah.
Let's talk about the writing itself for a second. How does the style contribute?
Well, the style is, I'd say, crisp, functional. It's very
Not
direct.
flowery.
Not at all, but it's incredibly effective at building that suspense. Every sentence seems to have a purpose. Move the plot, reveal something small, just ratchet up the tension.
It's right to the point.
Exactly. It pulls you right into the mystery. It makes every twist hit harder because there's no fluff. It's sharp, efficient writing, like a scalpel.
And the dialogue feels like that too, right? Sharp, purposeful.
Definitely. Lots of subtext. People aren't just chatting, they're playing games, manipulating.
A verbal chess match.
Kind of, yeah. And the settings, too. That ordinary house.
Becomes claustrophobic, threatening.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't need spooky castles. A regular kitchen can feel menacing in her hands just by how it's described and what happens there. It blurs that line between safe and dangerous really well.
Yeah, that's true.
And that whole package, the direct style, the charged setting, it creates this really immersive, unsettling feeling, which you absolutely need for a good thriller.
You have to feel the tension.
You have to feel it. It's not just about knowing what happens. It's about being in that uncertain world with the characters. It makes the stakes feel higher for everyone.
So putting it all together, what's the final word? How did people react overall?
Well, the reader reaction was just huge, overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, seems like it.
If you love twists, if you love unreliable characters, this book just delivers. People called it addictive, chilling.
That didn't see it coming story.
Exactly. Readers were genuinely shocked and hooked.
Any criticisms?
Well, some critics might say the formula feels a bit familiar. It is a popular genre, psychological thrillers.
Right, there are a lot of them.
But I think what makes McFadden stand out, even with familiar elements, is just her execution. The pacing is exceptional. Her ability to create that almost unbearable tension, it's top-notch.
She knows how to use the tools?
She masters them. She takes those tropes and makes them feel fresh because she handles them so skillfully. That's why it works so well, I think. It's the sheer craft.
Okay, so bottom line for our listener, for you listening right now, should you grab The Housemaid?
Let's break it down.
Yeah. We'd say absolutely yes if you love psychological thrillers, especially with that tense domestic setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, if you want twists that genuinely surprise you. And yes, if you want a fast-paced read you basically can't put down.
Definitely. And a big yes if you're specifically looking for something to just binge read. Lose yourself in it for a while.
It's perfect for that.
Totally designed for it.
But
yeah,
maybe give it a skip if.
Yeah, maybe skip it if you're looking for something more literary, more nuanced character studies.
Right. If you want deep philosophical explorations in the prose.
Because this book is really about the thrill, the plot, the shocks. It prioritizes that excitement over, say, deep character dives or fancy writing.
It's like a roller coaster.
Exactly. Pure adrenaline delivers exactly what it promises.
So stepping back for a final thought, what does The Housemaid leave you thinking about maybe after you finished it?
Well, I think it might make you wonder, how much of what we see in everyday life, especially in those safe domestic spaces, is actually real.
Questioning the surface.
Yeah, questioning those surfaces. It challenges your assumptions about trust, about who's really in control. It shows how easily all that can be flipped upside down.
Makes you look a little closer.
Maybe. Makes you wonder about the secrets hiding right there, under the surface of normal life. Maybe look at your own world a little more critically.
Interesting thought. So that's our deep dive into The Housemaid. Definitely a top pick if you're craving suspense and some really good twists.
Absolutely.
We hope this helped you decide whether to jump into this bestseller. If it did, let us know. Drop a comment.
Yeah, tell us what you thought if you've read it.
And hey, like, share, subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. Happy reading, everyone.
And stay sharp.
You never know what's hiding in plain sight.
Subscribe to the Timeless Tales podcast. Your stories, your time.